everybody. Welcome to Grindcast, the official podcast of and Jason and GrindedWord.com. I'm Will, and I'm with...
Matt.
Jamie.
And Jason.
I told you he was here.
Damn.
And he's never leaving us again. Never.
I might die.
Thanks for joining us.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
You really need to get the sound effect of me drinking my tea as I was doing it right there.
Stop telling me what to do.
Matt! Matt!
Make a sipping sound effect.
Get Jerry to do it.
Yeah, get Jerry.
I mean, I haven't heard from him in a while.
I don't know where he is.
Did he go off on that spirit journey or whatever?
He said he had to go see Top Men. I don't know what that meant.
He's off in the woods trying to find Henry Winkler. But, so anyway...
I gotta go find Winkler.
I guess we should find our way into some news.
Find our way in there. Okay. I didn't do a news intro in the other episode.
You
either.
didn't? I didn't
No.
say anything.
Put it in, though. Just random news music. Put it in 5 times.
You really want to ruin your episode? Put that music in 5 times. 4 is not
5
enough.
times.
6 is too
5
many.
times. 5 times news music on Grindcast.
Yes!
I want it to echo throughout the entire episode. Like we're in a canyon. Jesus, cheat. She wasn't taking no for an answer.
We almost had a catastrophe.
Man,
No.
Okay.
you got an extra.
Anyway, now we're going into news. So, I saw a video yesterday about Halo 5 because I'm so excited. They announced, this is a big announcement, it's going to run at 60 frames per second. Who gives a shit?
Oh, thank God.
Is it going to run at 60 fun per second? Is it going to have something I'm going to be like, wow, that was a waste of $60?
I love when companies do things like this. Oh, yeah, we updated the graphics and it's at 60 frames per second now. You know, when you first released the game, I really had fun because it was a fun game.
Yeah.
I wasn't worried about the frames per second or the graphics. It just was an enjoyable game. And now you're focused entirely on that.
So you would actually be paying $1 per frame per second.
Yeah.
Stop
True
it.
story.
Yep. $1 a frame per second.
I'm doing the math.
To which then...
No, you're not doing the math because the game's not 60 seconds long.
What is your opinion on this cheat?
What?
I figured she just kind of invited herself in.
My dog's here. There you go.
And the cheat.
Just looking at me like she's really sad.
She's like,
She missed that on that
she's like,
sandwich.
Daddy, he ate my sandwich. It was my sandwich.
Can't have it now.
So yeah, I saw
Cat's
this
here.
I saw this video and like they interviewed one of the main creators that were in the team, and he's like, we've really battened down to make what we feel is the most visually striking Halo game you're ever going to see.
Okay.
That's all they said about it, and I'm like, if you do 4 again, if you do 4's campaign again, I'm never buying a Halo game ever again. Like, as a new company, I'm like, they're gonna screw up once. They don't have the feel for it. I'll give them that.
It's a new company, but it was still 343.
Well, no, that's what I meant. Like, 343 was a new company then.
Oh, technically, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they decided, hey, we're done with Bungie. We're going to stay
Yeah,
with
because Bungie's
Microsoft.
like, we're gonna go make our millions somewhere else by Microsoft. But, yeah, so, I was like, I'll give them a chance. You know, I'll give them another chance and see what it does. But, this is the kind of PR they were giving to Halo 4 when it came out, because they're like, oh, the graphics on this one's going to be far superior than 3, or even Reach for that matter. And I don't know, like, that's all you heard about with 4, and they're like, oh, you know, and then, like, toward the end, they're like, we're bringing in new strategic ways to play a game, so it's like, oh, you're giving me a shield. Thanks.
I thought you were going to bring up the, I can use my Kinect to yell at my screen.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot.
I can yell at Chief. Get on there, you dumb bastard! He's been there, like, I have to save Cortana. Nobody gives a shit about her. Do something fun.
Cortana, oh yeah, she's the Windows 10 chick. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, Jamie talked to her today.
Oh, really?
She didn't die in Halo 4. Spoiler alert for those who give a shit. She just got a different job.
Yeah.
She came to
Chief
work
wasn't paying the bills.
Yeah.
She asked for a raise in 3, but couldn't get it.
It's like, sorry, I don't have any money.
They pay me in guns. That's all I ask for.
I'm a hero. They just give me armor upgrades and guns.
Hey, Chief, what do you want this year?
And they ruined my
Give me a
lineage.
weapon. You don't want any money? Don't you have food to eat? Give me a weapon.
I live off the land.
I eat bullets.
Ew.
Just pours milk on them.
That's a nutritious meal
Yeah,
for
it
a
is.
futuristic
Iron.
sex robot like Master
I
Chief.
used to have teeth until I started eating bullets. So, there was obligatory Halo 5 reference, whatever. So, we all watched this too, before we did the podcast today. Disney's live-action Jungle Book trailer.
Looks awesome.
It's gonna be dark and gritty and noir.
Now, when we first heard about this, we had spoke about this before, and it didn't make any sense to me back then.
Yeah, because
And
we were
even-
wondering if it was gonna be live action or animated or what the fuck they were gonna do.
Well, it looks like
It's a middle ground.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of not even live actiony, because like when you look at certain still like parts of the video, like the kid looks like he's CG too.
Kid is not CG.
He looks like he's CG.
Oh my god.
That close-up shot
There
where they're
is
like,
one scene where he does look
yeah,
like
where they're
CG.
showing like King Louie's arm like grabbing that food on the ground and he's walking in front of it. He looked fucking fake as shit right
They
there.
had to, because they couldn't have him near that CG orangutan. He's like 50 feet tall.
Christopher Walken's dangerous.
Yeah, he is.
He might not be allowed around
That
real
wasn't
children.
even King Louis. That just had a shot from Christopher Walken's dressing room.
yeah.
He was getting into character.
Hand me that banana.
It wasn't, hey, boy, why are you only wearing red underpants? Well, I'm hungry. I need sustenance. Can I have a banana? Sure, Mr. Walken.
What? He's a fucking 50s kid.
Would you like a paper too?
Mowgli suddenly turned into Mickey.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it.
You do voices. Do them now. Criticize
Wow.
me. Do voices.
So demanding.
Everybody right now do voices.
He does not handle criticism well.
What voice should we hear?
I don't know. Do Scooby.
Hi, I'm Scooby-Doo.
Oh,
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
part of my brain imploded.
Yeah.
That was just too good.
There you go.
See, you went too perfect. Now I can't see. Will's the new guy. I can't do it anymore. Sorry.
The new guy.
I'm the new guy.
He just did the fucking dog's laugh.
And
Still,
it was too good. I can't do the job anymore. I was replaced.
You were our voices guy? When did this happen?
Literally 20 seconds ago. You just asked.
You did. It's true.
Yeah.
Alright, you guys just do the show. I'm done. Here's notes. Do it.
Do you quit every episode?
Yeah, I do.
Yes, he does.
Nowadays I do. Well, I didn't last week, but
Mm-mm.
Sorry, I should have been here.
Yeah.
I had fun last week.
I broke the running joke.
Yeah.
He's like, Ketty.
So yeah, I was really like on the fence about this whole thing with the Jungle Book, but then after seeing that trailer, I'm just kind of like, all right,
Yeah.
Watch that.
give it a shot.
Looks like it might have some wheels on it. Might
Mhm.
carry it.
Yeah. I'm glad they learned their lesson.
Well, I wouldn't jump off the I wouldn't jump on the fan ship just yet. Like,
I understand.
trailers have been notorious for making things look like gold, and
True.
you walk right into a dog
And-
turd.
Like you mentioned during our break, there's a lot of times where they'll have some scene in the trailer and then in the movie it's nowhere near the same.
Or the scene
Yeah.
isn't even in the damn movie
True.
from the trailer.
So I remember, what was it?
I have hope, though.
I think I was watching This Is the End, and there's a scene where it's like, oh, what the fuck is his name?
There's actually a couple scenes in that trailer that aren't in that movie.
Yeah, I'm talking about the one where they kill what's-his-face kid from Juno, I guess.
Michael Cera,
They
my
kill
most
him.
hated actor.
In the trailer, they kill him a different way than what's in the actual movie.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with, but...
Which the way he died in the trailer was funnier, though. But
It was,
which I'm going to actually hijack here for a moment to speak about something that Seth Rogen's involved in. Have you guys seen the trailer for The Night Before yet?
No.
Is that the time traveling one?
No, this is the one where
Is it about Christmas?
It's about Christmas, and it's Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in it, and there's another guy in it right now, I can't think of his name, and they're all these friends that always get together every year at Christmas time, because Joseph Gordon-Levitt's family died, I guess, on Christmas, so like they get together with
Batman?
him. No, he was actually supposed to be Robin, but
Not anymore.
not anymore. And basically, it's just, they said there's so many Jew jokes in the trailer because he's actually wearing a Christmas sweater with the Star of David on it. And it's just, it just looks like they're taking all of Seth Rogen's jokes from other movies and putting it into a Christmas setting, which is weird. But, yeah, so probably won't watch it.
You know, I used to like Seth Rogen movies, like, in the beginning of when he started pumping them out, and then, like, lately, I'm like, they're all the fucking same.
The last one I watched was The Interview.
Which was, it was okay, but it was
I
just,
enjoyed
like,
it.
the same jokes.
No, the problem is, it's not really him. It's when it's Seth Rogen and James Franco together.
Yeah.
They always go to the same route.
Which is interesting with this because James Franco's not a major character in it, if he's in it at all. But
I'm sure he will.
I'm sure he'll
He's
be
gonna
in it
show up
somewhere.
at the end
He'll
and be like his
cameo.
gay best friend or something.
Yeah.
Rogen's like the slightly more successful Sandler right now, because he keeps the same people in all of his movies.
That's true.
He branches out more though.
Yeah, I guess he
True
does.
story.
I mean, it's
Like
not
a-
like, it's not like Seth MacFarlane now, where he's just like, everything I make has to have Amanda Seyfried in it.
Yeah.
I just think she's so gorgeous. Although Ted 2 was hilarious because, like, they made a reference to her, like, her eyes being freaky. Because they're sitting down at a campfire, they're talking about people's eyes or whatever, and they're like, oh, that girl's got beautiful eyes. And she's like, well, what about mine? And, like, Ted's just kind of like, you know, you kind of got, like, those, like, where's my precious kind of eyes? And then, like, later they're in a convention and she, like, turns her head and, like, a guy dressed up as Gollum's there and they're like, ah!
It's pretty good.
She does.
Yeah. But, yeah, back to the trailer. Looks good. If Disney did a couple of these live action movies already, they didn't really do that great,
Varying success.
but you need to kind of, yeah, I mean, like, they're just getting their toes wet right now, and maybe that was their trial run to get the formula down. Maybe this one will be good.
Mhm.
So,
Well,
at least this time,
higher hopes for Beauty and the Beast when they do that. Sorry.
yeah, it does.
Which is going to happen.
just run right over
It just
the
gives,
conversation.
well, and like this one to me seems more like a Disney movie that we nowadays have come to be more familiar with. Cause like, you know, the older ones was like, it was like people. Like, yeah, you had dwarves and stuff like that, but like, there was only a handful of those movies where animals actually talked. So like, this is getting into like what people are more familiar with now, where you have like animals and inanimate objects that speak and like it's more fantasy and everything. So this one might do better.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine a live action Beauty and the Beast in like 2003 because they would have tried to.
Oh, it would have been terrible.
Oh,
Yeah, it would have to, well, Ron Perlman would have to be in it.
It would have looked like Van Helsing.
He would have been the Beast.
He was in the show.
He's-
And
Uh-huh.
he would have been what's his name? Fucking the guy that's like interested in her, but she's like,
Gaston?
yeah,
I almost said
Gone.
Brom Bones, but that's something completely different.
It sure is.
We'll talk about that next month.
Yeah, next month. Oh man, that's great. So this topic I came across kind of saddens me because if it happens, the whole idea of there possibly being a King Kong versus Godzilla crossover just goes right to shit. Because if Legendary's backing out of this franchise, then they're not going to work with Del Toro. It's just not going to be good. But Pacific Rim 2 right now is on a complete standstill, and it's rumored that it's potentially not going to happen at all. Now, I'm a monster movie fan. I'm a mountain man.
You're a mountain of a monster movie fan.
you're a mountain monster.
I mean, you are a mountain of a man, but
I'm a cute.
There it is. Jesus.
Jesus. I'm a huge monster movie fan, and Pacific Rim to me was a really good film. I loved it. It was great. It was great popcorn entertainment. You turned your fucking brain off, you watched some stupid shit happen, and you didn't gain anything at the end of it. Perfect movie.
You gotta gain a lot of things, like robots beating the shit out of monsters.
Yeah, like Charlie Day showed up and he just played Charlie. You know, it was great.
He's Charlie in every fucking thing.
He was Scientist Charlie, that's all.
And goddamn horrible bosses, he's just...
Yeah, he's just Charlie Day.
I got a wife, Charlie Day.
Yeah. But it was still great. It was still good. And them putting this on hold really sucks.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't really release too much as to why.
Why?
The thing I'm thinking is, like, because the first one did so well over in China because no, it was in China that it did very well. Because the company that is co-financing this with them is from China. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking maybe on that end of the globe, they're kind of maybe pulling the plug on it, and then the funding's just going to fall out from underneath.
Because they don't want the main character to be a white guy. They wanted the Chinese guy to be the main character.
Fine, make it a Chinese guy. I don't give a shit.
Twins.
I watch monster movies where everybody's Japanese. I don't understand a fucking word they're saying. I'm just like, when's the big green wrecking machine coming out? But, yeah.
It is disappointing because...
Is it?
Well, it is. It is. If this doesn't happen, it sucks because that was like the glimmer of hope that monster movies are going to make a comeback.
Mm-hmm.
And
Godzilla will do it. Godzilla 2.
I was going to say, wait a minute.
Back out of that. Oh, no, Bryan Cranston, he's dead. No, Godzilla 2.
Now he's coming back. He's coming back to life. He fell in a puddle of radioactive goo, and he's going to be Jet Jaguar.
Oh,
stop it.
Jaguar!
Jaga yata.
He just wakes up. He's like, "We've got to cook. I'm gonna cook myself breakfast."
Stop it!
I love the fact that she knows the Jet Jaguars.
The pot.
Yeah.
Jaguar. It's like when they say it, it sounds like they're saying Jet Jack off.
I thought they said Jagger the first
time
I saw
Mick
it.
Jagger.
Mick Jagger. Rolling Stone. Woo. Segue from that. I dare you.
Bloodborne.
Segue from Rolling Stone.
Actually, Bloodborne.
All right, I can. Speaking of stones and rocks, if you want to buy yourself a rock-encrusted Star Wars watch for $28,000, you can.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Some jeweler said, "Fuck it, I'm stupid."
Devin's wear.
Fuck
Yeah.
it, I'm stupid.
Ever heard of them? Nope.
It had,
I don't buy jewelry. I'm a man.
It's above my pay grade.
It had heavy influence from the Darth Vader garb. So they decided to design a watch that Darth Vader would wear, I guess.
Why the fuck would he wear? He's a goddamn Sith Lord. He doesn't need to know what time it is.
He can feel the time.
He'll just lift up one of his lackeys. Hey, motherfucker, what time is it? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Vader. It's 12 after.
Good enough for him.
12 after what?
Your lack of faith disturbs me.
Your lack of time disturbs me. Your comprehension of time concerns me.
So is this watch actually powered by the Force? So why it's so expensive?
No. It's powered by diamonds. I don't get, like... I'm sure there's people out there who are like, I would buy it. It's like, you're lying. You don't have that kind of money.
See, no, what they're saying is they would if they weren't, poor.
If anybody I knew walked up to me with this $28,000 watch, I was like, you were the dumbest motherfucker.
I'm going to stop you right there because if a watch is $28,000, it becomes a timepiece at that point.
Damn.
You reminded me of what we were to say. I was like, I bet Tony's going to get this watch. Hey, Will. My watch is worth more than your car.
That actually happened in a conversation.
Why are the watermelons on fire?
That may not have happened.
I'm sure he's asked it once.
It's not even. Why would it be designed like this? It's terrible.
Oh, you got a picture of it? Let me see it.
It's the goddamn.
That's a god-awful ugly-ass watch.
It's the Imperial Fighter.
Yeah.
That's a god-ugly-ass watch. How do you even read time on this motherfucker? There's so many angles.
The main reason that it's costing so much, though, is they're only going to make 500 of them.
Oh, no!
And you need to put down a $2,500 pre-order deposit.
I still think they make
So they want pre-orders?
Yeah, you gotta.
This is
You gotta
GameStop
put a
for watches?
$2,500 deposit down to pre-order the watch to make sure you get one.
It better constantly play the Imperial March.
It just looks like looks like
Everywhere.
Vader's TIE fighter on Down syndrome. With a giant ass fucking window in it.
right here,
Telling
on my
you the
wrist.
time.
Right
Yep.
here on my wrist.
Right there on your wrist. For everybody to go like, wow, you are terrible with money. Hey, my watch is $28,000. Hey, I could pay a mortgage for a year off of that. I don't know.
This is a disgusting watch.
It's ugly.
It
It is
is.
really
It's
ugly.
slightly
What site
better.
did you find it on?
I don't fucking
IGN.
know.
It's still
It's on
ugly
the
as
top.
shit.
Is it on IGN? Yeah, it is.
at the
Yeah.
top of
All I
the
did was look up $28,000 watch
If you
Star
want to see,
Wars.
if you want to see the watch, just go to IGN. They have it on their front page there. It might not be by the time you listen. That's right, because this is going to be Monday. It'll be on the site somewhere.
God, that joke is awful. Literally.
Yeah, you're that guy that reads stuff and then like laughs out loud so nobody else knows what you're reading.
I was about to read it to you because it's just so...
All right,
What
go
do a
for it.
1996 modem and this watch have in common? They're both 28K. Oh, kill me.
Okay, moving on.
Thank you.
Sure.
I'm gonna start with this because I think it's pretty weird here. Deadpool. So the movie didn't even come out, and they're already planning the sequel for that now.
Mm-hmm.
More than likely due to the popularity of the trailer.
Right, but it could go really bad.
Belly up.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Hollywood needs to stop doing this.
Like, I'm sure at this
Mhm.
point the trailers had, like, billions of views. And they're like, oh, people fucking love this? We're already going to make the trailer right
Like,
now.
well,
For
I
the
like-
second movie.
I know Hollywood is not in any sort of financial crisis, but the past couple of summers at the movies, a lot of people have started questioning, like, is Hollywood in trouble? Because there's been a lot of stinkers, and there's just been a lot of, like, movies that even people thought were going to be good, and they came, like, way under the mark of what they were supposed to make.
I feel what that is because they're just pushing movies out. 20 years ago, you wouldn't see, 20 movies in the theater at one time. And now it's like a new movie every week is coming out, it seems.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. 20 years ago, you wouldn't even have known that this sequel was getting greenlit because we wouldn't have had access to that information. Unless you read, like, Variety or something like that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't really
Mhm.
know. So you gotta think that years ago, there was a lot of sequels that were planned, and then maybe they went the way of Pacific Rim 2, and they didn't actually happen. So the fact that we're getting this information now
That's because you get a bunch of people
is-
leaking information
is
from
just
both sides.
getting people all
Mhm.
hyped up, and then things could end up just changing
Right.
at the last minute.
I just, like, and the only reason this topic's on here is just because I think it's really funny that they're announcing movies that aren't even in the pike of being in production. It's just like, they're like, oh, it's in discussion. So that means, like, the director of it and maybe the producer is, like, sitting down having coffee one day, and they're like, we should maybe just make a sequel to this if it does good. And they're like, yeah, we should probably talk to somebody, have them print that on the internet.
It took how many years for them to finally get Deadpool greenlit?
Yeah.
5 years?
Yeah, it took 5, maybe even 6 or 7.
5 or maybe 6 years, and it's not even out yet, and we're going ahead with the sequel.
Because
So what does
how
that
long,
tell you?
Yeah, well, how long was the
Yeah.
Deadpool video game out for? I'd say probably 4 years,
Yeah.
I don't think it's that long. I think
maybe
it's
3,
2 or 3, yeah.
2 or 3.
It's getting close to 3, I think.
The movie was rumored of being made even 2 or so years before that game even
Yeah,
came out.
so I'm thinking it's about 5 years.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's just like one of those things. Like, so now they get something. Now it's going to happen. Nobody even can have an opinion on it yet, and they're still just like, tell people we're planning the next one. Just tell them already.
2 years.
2 years ago? Okay. Well, still. So then 4 years, maybe, if it's been
At least.
Yeah. 4 years they've been, like, begging to make this movie.
Mhm.
Ryan Reynolds has been begging to make this movie.
Yeah.
True story.
Sorry. Yeah.
Well, it's like,
That's
somebody's gotta give me some redemption here. But, You know, with all these sequels that they're doing with superhero movies, though, it's just like, can we just, like, enjoy the firsts before you start throwing the sequel in my face yet? Because, like, even they even said, like, oh, Ant-Man 2 is definitely going to happen. It's like, okay, yeah, fine. Ant-Man didn't do as well as you wanted, but a lot of critics were like, yeah, it was great. So they're like, okay, well, we'll just make another one, because then maybe this one will be the one everybody goes to see.
Well, the fear for me is when you're planning this far out, are you going to have those films that are just bridging the gap from one storyline to the next? And they're going to wind up with your, Two Towers. You're going to wind up with your, clone, what was it, Attack of the Clones?
Yeah.
You're going to wind up with those, Matrix
Revolution,
where it was just a bridging.
Reloaded.
Reloaded. It's just a bridging the gap movie that's just filler to move the story from the beginning to the end. And you could also say the same thing about the second Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're planning out this far ahead,
and the third.
when you're planning out this far ahead,
like 6 now.
No, there's only 4 of them. Well, they're talking about making
There's
fifth.
a fifth one coming.
Yes, there's a 5th one coming.
That's the thing I fear, is the fact that this isn't finished yet, and we're already doing that. So is that going to change the way this one ends? That they filmed 2 different ways for it to end? Or,
I don't know.
You know, it just brings up a lot of questions.
Did I talk with you about the Batman-Superman thing? Where, like, they're saying now that it's going to be more Batman-centralized than Superman?
Why?
Okay, we haven't talked about this?
We haven't talked about it. But
Well,
I read about that earlier this week.
Complex character.
Well, yeah, I read about it earlier this week. They're like, we're gonna make it more Batman centralized, and then like Superman's gonna kind of come in like toward the end of it. I'm like,
so basically, we're getting a Batman movie,
which he's already scheduled to get his own movie again. Like, Affleck's gonna be, and he's in the fucking Suicide Squad movie as well.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna fucking throw Batman and everything because Batman sells. Because Warner Brothers is like, he's the only character we did half right.
Superman is just one of those. I'm pretty sure I've said this before. He's so milquetoast. He's so bland of a character.
Back in the heyday,
he's so Ovaline.
Back in the original days of Brian Cast,
Ovaline.
During our the first couple episodes when we did the superhero look, we talked about this, and I was saying that Superman's just the guy you like. We'll just have him do something new this time because he's Superman. Whatever, he can just do whatever. He's boring.
Well, that's the thing. And then, like, whenever you like say, like, oh, name me off some superheroes, like Superman's always probably the first one somebody thinks of because he's been around forever, but he's just like he's that iconic character. Yeah. But when you boil it down to like what he does, it's just like fucking. Nothing stops him, so why the hell should I really...
He's the fucking Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
But then he breaks Zod's neck and everybody freaks out.
Who cares?
Which, you know what, like... I
liked that they
I actually liked Man of Steel. A lot of people said they didn't like it, and I'm like, that's just because you're getting on the internet hate train. Because you want to seem cool and popular.
Fueling it up.
Yeah. I thought it was a good movie. There was a reason why he did that. In the comics, he had to kill somebody when he first came down to Earth to save us all. And he... did that and realized he never wanted to kill ever again unless he absolutely had to.
Right.
So that was that moment to show that.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, oh, I can't believe he killed somebody. It's like, this is his very beginning. Calm the fuck down.
Not to mention they needed that as a catalyst for the next couple movies.
Yeah, exactly.
If you watch the Superman vs. Batman trailer, they have Zod's body, which, if he was still alive, they would not have Zod's body.
Right.
Which means Lex Luthor wouldn't be able to do the ridiculous shit he's going to end up doing in this movie.
Right.
True story.
Which I still don't want Jesse Eisenberg being Lex Luthor.
I don't like it
know.
either.
He could pull it off. I don't know. Like I said the same thing about Heath Ledger when they said he was going to be the Joker.
Can't be any worse than Topher Grace.
That's a great Venom.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Find somebody that's even skinnier than fucking Tobey Maguire and make him Venom.
It's not even possible.
They did it.
Fucking Topher Grace is made of spaghetti noodles, man. Like
Topher
Grace.
From now on,
Topher Grace.
That's how his name needs to be said.
He turned into a 4-year-old for this review.
Topher Grace is like 20 pounds. Above or below.
20 pounds soaking wet.
I wasn't gonna say that, but sure. It's 20 fucking pounds. Throw them in your fucking overnight bag.
He's a late snack.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, fuck it.
But yeah, like you were saying, Keith Ledger was a very good joke. And sometimes they pick odd choices, and then it turns out really well, surprisingly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So one more topic here. Monty Python and the Holy Grail getting the 40-year anniversary Blu-ray. Yeah.
It is.
Jeez.
It's a Blu-ray now, so you can see it in slightly better contrast.
I will say this about Blu-ray. The audio is actually much better than...
I'll give that the Blu-ray, but if you have the proper audio set up, you'll notice it. If you don't, it's just going to sound the same.
I don't know if I really need Monty Python in high definition audio.
I'm perfectly fine with the Blu-ray, the DVD collector's edition. I have that as a film cell in it. I'm perfectly fine with just keeping that one. I don't know.
Unless see that bunny in high def though.
Yeah.
Dynamite.
The only way I'll buy this one is if you actually, they sell it to you in a bunny that you then have to cut open to get the DVD.
Is it like a legitimate bunny?
Oh, yeah, it's like a real bunny.
Because I will buy it.
They totally, sawed that shit. They put him to sleep and cut him open and put the movie inside.
That would have to be a massive fucking bunny to fit that case.
I told you, John Cleese has more money than God. He doesn't care.
He probably doesn't, but I don't think he wants to,
God has
genetically... No, it's been 40 years. He's definitely been making genetic mutation rabbits.
All the bitches.
Okay, fine. It's not in the rabbits. I want them to actually put it in metal helmets.
No, I'm fine with that. Cause
I want it to come packaged with a bottle of Chambord that way I have a holy hand grenade to go along with it.
Or they package it in a holy hand grenade.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
See, I was fine with the rabbit because I did the math in my head.
Yeah, but I'm sure Peter would have a problem with that.
It's been 40 years. He's made genetically altered rabbits that can be large enough to store a DVD box set in.
Yeah.
Maybe it'd come with a sparrow.
He used Ouroboros to get giant fucking bunnies.
An African or a
Resident
European?
God damn it.
And then if it came with two halves of a coconut, I've always wanted a horse, so that would work.
Yeah. Wow, we just got to delve into some of your deep personal feelings, though. You're like, I always wanted a horse.
I actually never wanted a horse.
Don't lie now.
You're like, I always wanted a horse. I always wanted a Power Wheel.
One of your fans is going to
send me a horse. I still haven't gotten a cat clock.
Where's the cat clock around its neck? It's going to be like Flavor Flav.
Flavor Flav horse.
Have a gold tooth.
All its teeth are going to be gold.
Yeah, horse grill.
God damn it. Christmas is coming up. You never know.
Hey, I'm excited.
You might get a gold grilled horse showing up to your house with a clock around its neck.
Cat clock.
Cat clock.
Not just any clock.
Battery's not included, though.
Yeah, you have to buy your own damn batteries.
Yeah, there's always a catch.
For the clock and the horse.
Horse runs on batteries, and I'm not going to tell you where you have to put the batteries.
Oh, no.
Special slot.
How do you feel about it, though, having a 40th year anniversary?
First of all, God, it's that old already. I'm just interested in seeing what kind of special features they're going to dig up on it because, like you said, the DVD did come with some pretty cool special features.
It was extensive special.
A lot of Easter egg stuff in there too, and I don't know. I like the film so much that I'll probably look at it, and if it seems worthwhile, I'll consider it.
Yeah. I kind of felt that way about the, I don't know if it was the 20th year, maybe it's 15-year anniversary or whatever, of Ninja Turtles. When that was made, when their anniversary came around, they made a Blu-ray where it was all four of them inside a fucking pizza box.
Mm-hmm.
4?
Yeah, it was all four of their movies.
One movie.
They just put all four...
Not gonna argue. Moving on. Let's see. What's next?
Okay, request topic. Alright. Games you always wanted but you never got.
You sure you don't want to go with toys you always wanted but you never got?
I wanted a pizza box with all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle DVDs in them. Never got it.
Neither did I.
Yep.
But I never wanted it.
So any games, Will? Anything you wanted, you never got? had your dream smashed in front of your little childish face because you were happy once and now you're not anymore? And you're sour? Stewing in it?
See, it's kind of difficult for me because I actually have gone back and gotten a lot of the games
that's what
that
I was
wanted growing
saying.
up.
When I was younger, there's a lot of things that I really wanted, but I couldn't get. But now that I'm old enough and have a job, it's just like, fuck it, I'm buying it.
But one of them is a game that I will never own because I am not paying the prices for it, and that was the Flintstones at Dinosaur Peak on NES. I have the first Flintstones on the NES. I always wanted the second one because it's the same style. And I also always wanted the Jetsons game on the NES, and I'm not paying the money for them. Once they get up over $100, and like Dinosaur Peak's like getting close to $1,000.
Jesus fucking Christ!
No, thank you, sir.
Just ask John Cleese for money.
I could, but he's got his money tied up in rabbit cases.
It's true. He does. It's very sour.
So how about it, Matt?
Oh, I have everything I ever wanted.
It's good to hear.
I was never disappointed. Life's been a great ride.
Blessed.
Jesus blessed me. I had communion the first time, and he was like, "You have every game you've ever wanted." So saith the Lord. And they all rained down from the heavens.
Probably hurt.
Right into my Genesis. Even the Super Nintendo.
I'm glad you said Genesis.
Even the Super Nintendo ones, they worked in there too.
Nice.
Ah.
See it, or what was it? A Retron
I was playing
5?
Dark Souls before everybody else had it. And I threw it away then.
What is this garbage? Get it out of here. I will say this. There's been a lot of games that, like I said, when I was younger I wanted, couldn't get, but can now. And I will agree, a lot of them now I will not pay the prices for because it's insane. But right now, as far as games I want, there's a lot of collector's edition that I'm really sad that I missed out on. Like the Dead Space collector's edition with the replica plasma cutter, the Bioshock collector's edition. I didn't even know these things existed.
Right.
Until well after, like, the second game came out, and I'm like...
Well, yeah, that's how it was for me, too.
I'm like, fuck, I can't even get these now, because now the Bioshock one's like $500 something, probably more, and I'm like, I'm not spending that money.
I wanted the Destiny special edition that came with the Ghost.
That's really cool, too. I wanted
It
that
talked
as well.
like Peter Dinklage, and now it talks like the other guy.
Wait, there was a fucking update that changed his voice?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's
It
fucking
still sounds
bullshit.
exactly the same.
It's Nolan.
I'm like, why did you even bother?
Nolan now?
Yeah, Bruce Nolan.
I
Is
wanted
it Bruce?
the,
No, it's not Bruce Nolan.
I wanted the, Reach Legendary Edition.
You can actually get that on eBay. It's really cheap.
Yeah, I know, like, no one bought it. Like I said, like, I kept seeing it at Walmart for, like, ever, and I was like, I should just buy it, but I never did, but I want it.
I always wanted the one, I guess that was 3s that came in the helmet.
Yeah, that was really cool as well.
I wanted it for a long time, and then I found out you couldn't actually wear the helmet, so I didn't want it anymore.
It's like, fuck this shit.
I was like, what, it's only big enough just for the fucking game? I'm like, I don't want that shit there.
And then they actually did make a helmet that could fit your head.
Yeah, it could fit a fucking gigantic person's head.
Put it on, Matt.
I actually need to wear, like, 2 beanies for that to fit, but not, like, going back and forth. It's that fucking huge inside.
Wow.
Yeah. It's humongous.
Like a fucking cavern.
Like, you know, it's following that rule of one size fits all. They're just like, we'll find the biggest head in the world.
They got Shaq to wear it.
Yeah.
They got Shaq to wear it, yeah.
Like,
Or Kali.
Shaq, you're done making that horrible cream soda nobody drank, right? Come on over here and,
It's like
size your head for
when they
this
were doing
helmet.
the sizing for it, they got Shaquille O'Neal and the great Kali Dalip Singh in the room together, and they're like, we're gonna
sit
put
next to each other?
sitting next to each other, they just put in the head, no, it's still too small.
Put your heads together. Rub ears.
Jamie?
I honestly can't think of any right now.
Your parents bought you guys everything.
Well, no, I'm not even saying that.
How
Like,
dare they?
I wish my parents did that.
I want to get a 3DS so that I can finally try that Kid Icarus game.
It's not that good,
You'll
I
be
heard.
disappointed.
I don't care. It's the only Kid Icarus game that's been in existence since, like, the Nintendo. So,
True.
I'd like to try it. That and there was a Legend of Zelda game that was very reminiscent of A Link to the Past. I can't quite remember what
Link Between Worlds?
Yeah.
That's a very
I would
very
like to
good
play
game.
that
That
one.
is much more worthwhile.
That is fantastic, actually.
I never had a Jaguar, and I wanted one, and now I'm glad I never got one.
A Jet Jaguar?
The toilet seat
It had
looking.
the CD
game
add-on that
console.
looks like a commode.
I know.
I always wanted
I wanted to switch to something funner.
always wanted a 32X, and now I have one, and I don't use
It's just there for the memories. The horrible, horrible memories.
Just there to make my Genesis look big and bulky.
What the hell's your computer doing?
I think he,
The bag
bumped it
is.
'cause I wanted
yeah, I
to
think
the
his
bag is
cookie
touching.
hands got on it.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
okay.
bag
Put it
is-
on my hands. They stayed in the bag, okay? The bag touched the
Yeah,
screen.
the bag was touching the screen. It was making.
That's
boxes.
important for everybody to know.
Yeah. I do not have hands made of cookies.
You wouldn't have hands then if you did.
I wouldn't.
Yeah. You'd go to drink milk, it'd be all over.
You wouldn't go
Even
outside.
before then, I wouldn't even get to the milk.
You'd have to
Yeah,
keep your
you'd eat
you'd have to
them.
keep your hands in your pockets on a rainy day constantly. Just get soggy and fall
I
apart.
would have eaten those hands day one.
It's like a fucking baby, just like
Jason, stop! Stop eating your hands!
what if they would regrow and it's like a different cookie every time?
Oh my God, my life
that
would be perfect.
amazing.
Yeah, but what if you get one that you don't want?
like
Someone
what?
else to eat it.
Here, eat this.
Will you
my
eat-
hand.
Hey, nice say, will you eat my hand?
It's a cookie.
What flavor is it?
God, we're hoping for a chocolate chip next time. I know, as far as like game wise, like I can think of like systems I always wanted to get. Like I have some of them now, but I really wanted a Saturn growing up. Yes,
I was just
Sega
about-
again.
No, I was about to say that. That's
Yeah,
because I had a Genesis and I was Super Nintendo, and then the Saturn came out. I was like, I'd really like to have a Saturn because my friend Chris had one, and it was really awesome to play at his house. Never got one.
Kind of
Yeah.
wish I had a Saturn back when you could afford the games.
yeah, they're more expensive now than they were new back then.
Mhm.
The funny thing is, like, I remember when I was trying to sell the idea to my parents, because when you were a kid, you had to do that. You
Oh,
were
yeah.
like a salesman when you were a kid. I walked in and I'm just like, like, we have a Genesis, that's great. I have no problem with that. I love the Genesis. Don't get me wrong. But I was like, this one here actually will play games that are like in their arcade. And that's all we're going to need for like a long time anyway. So you're actually going to save yourself money if you buy this one now. And, until things get better, you won't have to ever buy another one. And it was just like, my
And I
dad's
wanted to
just
go to
like,
the arcades.
remember my dad just being like, how dumb do you think? And then my brother's like, and then that was like my younger brother. He was just, I don't know how, he just had this spell. Like, he would just speak, and they're just like, oh, okay.
Because he's younger.
He would just be like, well, I want a Nintendo 64. And then he was like, well, that's like 32 more bits than the system Matt wants already. And then my dad's like, well, that's actually getting ahead of the game. And I'm just sitting there like, I'll never play Panzer Dragoon ever.
Or Nights into Dreams, wasn't that on there too?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was another one when I was a kid. I so wanted to play that.
Yep. I didn't end up playing those till I was in my 20s.
Same here.
Went to Megatronics when it used to be in a giant rape barn.
What? Yeah.
It was like in that barn, there was like a kind of like you'd see in a horror movie where people go to die or get raped. And you just buy your games in there.
My Saturn
anything to do
came
with
from
this.
a box underneath the table at a
On a rainy day.
on a rainy day at a tractor convention.
There was like a Saturn, 2 Genesis, and like something else in there. It was just like 25 for the whole box. We just opened it and I'm like, sold, taking it. I like give you that Saturn, you're like, it looks pretty bad.
It fired right up.
Yeah, I'll see. And it fired up. It's like a fucking old Subaru. You just like sit around, weeds growing through them. You just turn the key and it starts right up.
Yeah.
It's like no way a disc-based system's gonna survive all this.
It worked.
You say that, but Nintendo creates systems that are just that fucking strong sometimes. And I know that's not to say it, Nintendo, but whatever. Because someone had lost their, Game Boy Color in the yard for a year.
Mm.
Mhm.
And he went and found it, turned it on, worked perfect.
Honest to
Nice.
God, truth be told, I took a 64 that had soup spilled in it and got it to work again. So
Inside of it.
You did.
Yep.
You took it apart, spilled soup inside. Let's see if it'll run.
No. Like, it got spilled on top, and because the 64 doesn't really have a good dust cover, it just went right through that shit. Right into the pins, everything.
So you just open it up, you just clean it out
just
real
a
good.
fucking bowl full of SpaghettiOs right in there.
Fire right back up again.
Fired right up.
The GameCube could take some damage too.
Every Nintendo product, they're like made of Wolverine.
Yeah. Wow.
Made of Wolverine.
I always wanted a Dreamcast too.
You know what a Dreamcast?
I do now.
I know you
but
do
I didn't,
now.
I didn't when I was a kid, no.
Neither did I.
The funny story I had about that was like, and this is when you were younger, like even if you skip consoles, you have like a newfound allegiance to that console that you're already on. So it was like, I had a 64. So I'm like, all gung-ho. I'm like, 64, yeah, fucking Nintendo, they're awesome again, you know, blah, 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 blah. And then like, I started seeing pictures for the Dreamcast. I was like, fuck you, Sega. Why did you have to go and do it?
Well, they
Damn you.
Yeah, I remember when I had my Dreamcast, and I loved that system, but I didn't have a single VMU. So
Yeah, you wouldn't saving shit.
I had all
yeah.
these games that there was like no choice but to save. I had Code Veronica, so I could play that for like a couple hours, turn it off, and had to restart the entire game.
Mhm.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yep.
This fucking RPG called like Time Stalkers or something like
Time
that.
Stalkers,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was a
I
good
have
game.
that.
It was like a roguelike.
Yep.
And
We can take a trip down memory lane for you someday.
I love playing that game, but I could never save, so it was just like, I get to play for like an hour, and then it's like, well, that was a waste of time. Turn the system off, go upstairs.
Yeah, I kind of lucked out with my Dreamcast stuff because I had a friend who was basically living on my couch, and he's like, "Hey, you want my Dreamcast?" I'm like, "Yeah, how much?" He's like, $20. It came with like 20 games and like
Jesus
a lot of good
Christ.
titles in there too.
That's how I got my black 64 before I bought the gold one. It was, my brother was just staying here for a little while, and he was like, "You want this? $10?" It was like a bag, like a trash bag full of games. I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, alright, whatever.
Like a yard work trash bag?
Yeah, like lawn and leaf trash
Yeah.
bag.
God damn it, $10.
Full of fucking Nintendo games.
You
Yeah.
gypped the shit out of him.
Threw some of them away, too.
Yeah, anybody who is a video game collector, start telling people you collect games because before you know it, you end up with
Yeah.
a CDI, a 3DO, a Virtual Boy.
People start feeding your addictions. They're like, oh, you're hooked? Well, here you go, you junkie. So we're going to go into a discussion topic next. Not that wasn't really discussing, but...
Well, it was requested.
So, Will, this is your discussion topic you brought in here. You should go ahead and field it.
Nobody's going to want to discuss this.
Oh, I do.
The Wayans versus the Baldwins.
All right. Though I want to go at this through superhero tactics.
Alright.
When you look at the Baldwins, you have the Shadow. A far non-superior film to Blank Man, in my opinion.
Black Man was...
Blank Man was the best superhero movie, I'd say maybe ever.
He wasn't even super.
That was the underlining meaning of the whole thing.
He was fucking Black Iron Man.
He wasn't even an Iron Man.
No, he had like oven mitts.
He had oven mitts and he washed his underwear in bulletproof solution, which we don't have in real life, and we should.
We should. You were so adamant on that.
We should.
You know how awful
Crime would
world
go
that would
down
be?
if you had bulletproof underwear.
No,
and
it would go
clothes.
up because you would just see kids shooting at each other because they can't get shot anymore.
No, kids do that anyway. At least now they'd be a little safer. But you never had a BB gun fight when you were a kid?
Oh.
No.
Yes.
I'm sure.
Well, you grew up in a good neighborhood.
See, all you're reminding me of is that fucking episode of Always Sunny where they get trapped in the pool and they're like having rock fights.
Rock fight, yeah.
White trashy.
Yeah.
Fucking BB gun fights. It's no different.
You see where I live? There were more trees around here back when I was growing up. That road didn't even exist. We had to take the boats out to school.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, back then the
Anderson's
river
Ferry.
didn't cover everything back then.
We had to leave under the cover of darkness in our boat.
Keep the Raiders from getting us.
So your entire argument for Wayans versus Baldwins is that Blank Man was better than The Shadow.
Yes, it was. Wayans 1, Baldwin 0.
Baldwin's Cauldron.
Can you give the Baldwins a point versus the Wayans? I don't think you can.
Alec Baldwin in 30 Rock.
I don't think you can.
Pretty damn hilarious.
Let's go with action movies. I'm gonna get you, sucker.
The Edge.
It's way better than The Edge.
The Edge is fantastic, though.
The Edge is terrible.
I'm
gonna get you, sucker.
You guys are forgetting Glimmer Man.
Terrible movie.
The Departed. Oh, fuck you.
The Departed was terrible.
Overhyped trash.
Oh, jeez.
What about Bulletproof?
Oh, yeah.
Excellent action movie. Let's maybe even go with pun humor, like satirizing humor. You got Scary Movie. What's the Baldwin's got? Big old goose egg.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin's got his Saturday Night Live stuff. That's about it.
Now, if you're gonna go for looks, obviously the Baldwin's probably over the Wayans.
Really? You're gonna throw Billy in there?
Well, I'm not saying all Baldwins. That's it. We don't count Billy.
We don't count
Billy. I don't think the family really even counts Billy.
Now, Billy was in John Carpenter's Vampires, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was invisible next to James Woods.
Yeah.
That fucking priest that got boners killing vampires was more visible next to James Woods than him.
Jeez.
That Baldwin just shows up and he's just like, I'm here now. You're like, yeah, you want to tie that woman up naked to the bed? And he's like, can I do her? No, you're not the good Baldwin.
He is fucking gross.
Yeah. Let me see a picture. Yeah, he's fucking weird.
That's supposed to be a good fucking picture, I'm sure.
It's like his glamour shot.
The one side of his face looks like it's like stroked out.
Yeah. He looks like fucking Head from Korn. When he had those cornrows in fucking Biodome.
Biodome!
Oh my goodness.
What's the other Baldwin? That wasn't Billy. That wasn't William that was in American John Carpenter's Vampires. That was a different one. Unless he gained a lot of fucking weight.
I'm pretty sure it was, because Steven wasn't in that.
Oh, I think it's this fat motherfucker right here. Daniel.
Oh, Daniel.
I think it was Daniel. No, and I've got the wrong Baldwin. That's the Baldwin that was in Biodome. In the middle there.
Who are any of these people that are not Alec Baldwin?
Steven's the one that looks like Head from Korn. Yes. William Baldwin just looks like his face got halfway made and then got smacked with a frying pan.
It's true.
Yeah, Daniel Baldwin. Smuggling sandwiches in that fucking suit. Look at that shit.
Why so serious is all I can think when I look at his face in this picture. He's got like something going on with his mouth.
He's got like some child rapist grin going on.
Well, I gotta give the Baldwins a point for Alec Baldwin being able to come back from, screaming at his daughter's answering machine to now he's, doing these Capital One commercials, and he did 30 Rock.
30 Rock was...
Yeah, and I can't give
hilarious.
The Wayans a comeback point for anything, because after I saw that fucking haunted house movie that...
I heard the first one was not bad, though.
Yeah, well, not anymore compared to the second one.
They definitely should have made the second one.
That's like saying
there's a
turd full of corn is better than a
There's a White Chicks 2 coming.
Fucking Christ.
Oh,
Didn't we...
Wasn't there one
Didn't
where...
we predict this?
I think so.
Yeah, fucking hell.
We did. Wasn't there a film with Marlon Wayans where he played a baby?
Yes.
It
was called Don't Bother. Save your money. God, I think that's what it's called.
He's disgusting, too. Is Alec Baldwin the only one that looks like a person?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Now, which one's that?
That's Daniel.
That's Daniel. Steven's not... Steven's not bad.
Yeah? Is he the apple of your eye?
I'm just saying.
He's not bad.
If we're going off looks.
Steven's actually a decent looking guy.
He looks like the step down from Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
in like the evolutionary chain.
Yeah, he looks like
And he's the shortest of all of them, too.
Like, when you look at it from this angle, I don't know why, he kind of looked like the actor who did that one vampire in Twilight. But if you flip it this
Looks
way...
like Edward?
Yeah, it looks like Edward.
Robert Pattinson?
When you look at it upside down,
Pattinson?
it's just because it looks like he has dark circles under his
okay.
eyes and he's, like, squinting at you. I guess that's why.
So, we'll look up pictures of the Wayans brothers. Before I actually give a point to who's got the more attractive brothers, I want to see both of them in all their glory.
Well, here's another thing. We can say that the Wayans have gone into another generation because Damon's son is on New Girl. And it's actually pretty good. It's pretty funny.
I don't give a shit.
It's on Netflix. You should watch it. It's funny.
No, I ain't watching anything on Netflix. Their original show's terrible. Daredevil's the only good one.
Well, this wasn't an original show. It's a Fox show.
I don't give a shit.
It's not original. It's Fox.
It's got
Fox's shows are all
Zooey
terrible.
Deschanel in it.
Yeah, whatever. It's not Aaliyah.
But there's actually
Alright, here
more
we go.
than just the two.
All right,
Wayans brothers.
we're lining up the Wayans.
You know what, though? When you look at them consistently down the line,
While they're wearing white suits.
yeah.
Why'd you go with that image? Here we
All
go.
four of them.
When you look at them more down the line, they're a little bit more attractive than the Baldwins.
They're more attractive, but they still have that, like, you guys had too many kids to their parents.
Well, even their
Yeah.
sister did some
yeah, the
acting work.
sister?
Yeah. She was in Don't Be a Menace. And she did a few other things too.
Yeah, wasn't she? She was the one that. No, wait, no, that wasn't the one he was trying to have a relationship with, was it?
No, it was the one that thought her son got shot in the street.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, my baby.
Yeah, that was their
That's
sister.
not your son. Huh? Ain't that some shit?
That fucking movie.
I think that movie should be a point for the Wayans.
Oh yeah. Not many of the movies that. Well, yeah, because that was a satirizing movie. It was
Yeah, it
satirizing Boys in the Hood. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a good ass movie. Both of them were good ass movies. Yeah, I don't know, like
Now, what are we rating this on, though?
what their looks.
No, like, because you're asking who's better. What are we rating this who's better scale on?
Well, see,
Acting
I
ability?
just kind of
Movie
dived
revenue?
right. I dived right in and split it apart.
Matt had this
Yeah.
figured out from the get-go. As soon as I told him this topic, he's just like, I already know.
I already know.
I did the maths. It's done.
I don't know. Now I'm seeing how handsome them damn Wayans boys are. my vote might be swaying a little
You got a
bit.
little bit of that jungle
Yeah.
fever.
I
I'm
got a little
at.
bit of that brown sugar taste in my mouth.
And Marlon and Sean had the Wayans Brothers show,
Which was hilarious.
which I thought was very good.
Yeah.
With, goddamn, what's his name?
And if it wasn't for them in Living Color, probably wouldn't have been around, which was a really funny show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, goddamn, what the hell's his name?
And if it wasn't for them,
Jim Carrey.
yeah, if it wasn't
Yeah.
for them in A Living Color, we wouldn't have the remake of Mr. Mr. Shithead's Penguins or whatever the hell it was.
Mr. Popper's
Mr.
Penguins.
Popper's-
Mr.
Mr.
Shithead's
Shithead's
Penguins. The original working title.
I just pictured the fucking poster. He's all like smiling, all happy. It's like Mr. Shit.
It's like in that font that like
It's like all the rest of the fonts like normal, like bold, and shit's like in a splatting font.
It's like
Well,
the
duh, why would
Nickelodeon
it not
Splat
be?
logo.
Mr. Shithead's Penguins.
It's the Nickelodeon Splat logo.
Why would it not be?
Splat. Sploosh.
Jeez.
That's what I'm calling it for that one.
So
Nick Sploosh.
I'm voting Wayans.
You didn't really argue your case
You
too much,
didn't.
though. You gave what like the Wayans did, so why would you pick them over the Baldwins?
Because I enjoyed the Wayans Brothers show more than I enjoyed 30 Rock.
That's the tipping point.
For me.
Just that show? That's what they call it. That's what they boil down to, is those two shows.
If it's neck and neck going down through here.
So what you're saying is if you had never seen anything of their other work besides those shows,
If I had seen nothing but those two shows, I would pick the Wayans.
Now, what if you were going to judge it off of their Saturday Night Live appearances?
See, then Alec Baldwin sneaks in there.
And he had fantastic
See?
skits.
Yeah.
but the thing is, we're talking about the brothers,
Yeah.
not Alec Baldwin only.
If you look at the success of the group as a whole,
the
the
Wayans
Wayans are
Well, yeah, the
way out
Wayans
in
win.
front.
The Baldwins, are like, one of them actually was like, went really well in acting, and like, 2 other ones, and then the last one is just like, you can try if you want. You can be like Frank Stallone. It's fine.
You can be a butcher. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You don't worry. You just need some cold cuts and relax. It's fine. Let your brothers do all the work.
That Daredevil reference.
I did enjoy the Daredevil.
God damn it.
So I just that's the way I look at it. So
Wayans gets the big win, big W from you, huh?
Yeah.
They have to.
You've already made your decision once this started.
I did, but I might be changing my mind.
Like I said, as a whole, the Wayans brothers are just better than the collective of the Baldwin brothers. I can't think, aside from John Carpenter's Vampires, of anything that I've seen with the others, the Baldwin brothers. How about they call them the fucking Alec brothers?
There was
It's that bad.
there was a
Biodome. Why are we forgetting this fantastic movie?
I think Steven was in a movie called Sliver with Sharon Stone.
Yes, he was.
That was actually did really well.
Yeah, he was.
He's done more stuff, but the Daniel and Billy.
No. So I guess if you were to look at it as a whole, like the brothers as a unit,
Yeah.
the Wayans probably get the W just because they've...
More of them were more successful.
Really fucking pains me to say this, because every time I hear Wayans, I just think of White Chicks and that fucking haunted house movie.
Stop. That's exactly what they should have done, was just stop.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta pay bills, so.
Those movies were both terrible.
And
I know.
And it's funny because
I hated White
Marlon
Chicks
tried
so
to do
bad.
serious roles, but he's still just a comedic
because he
relief
just has
in
that
his serious
face.
roles.
It's like when Ryan Reynolds tried to do serious shit.
Yeah.
They're like, get some fucking muscles and grow a beard. People will take you more serious then.
Oh, the
What?
Ashton Kutcher theory.
Yeah. Go work out, grow a beard. Then we'll have you kill his dog.
That still pisses me off.
Yeah.
What?
Amityville, the remake for Amityville.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he was in that.
Because
Yeah.
in the original, Roland went back in and saved the dog.
So in this one, they're like, we're gonna be edgier. He's gonna kill that fucking dog with an axe.
That was a good scene.
And then, like, I'm just like, you remember, like, why they did that in the... I was like, it was to show that, like, he was actually really battling his humanity and the darker side taking him over. This one, you're just like, just fucking have him kill the dog.
Yeah.
So that way...
Makes it a completely unlikable character.
Yeah. So that way, you don't give a shit at all.
Yeah.
And then his family, like, right away starts asking where the dog is, of course. And he has to be like, it ran away.
Why are you a South Park?
It ran away. It's like, oh, really? Our dog of, like, 15 years of loyalty just, like, up and ran out of the house?
Fuck it, I'm done.
Yeah, if you want to alienate an entire
He went to
group
go
of-
live with a Wayans.
If you want to alienate an entire market of people, kill the dog. That's the thing I didn't like about the Babadook. One of the things I didn't like about it.
Fred
But-
didn't like any of it, so...
Well, yeah.
That they
that's
killed the
true.
dog?
Spoiler.
Will has a heart, He's not a soulless bastard like you and I.
Jamie, are you going to chime in on the Wayans versus Baldwins debate?
Yeah.
I would have to say the Wayans, because they...
Going off a penis size alone.
Unanimous. Baldwins are out.
Baldwins are out, Hollywood. Cancel all their shit. Cancel their credit cards. Demolish their houses.
Just get rid of them. Ship them all to an island somewhere.
Shoot their wives. I'm sure Alec would like that. Next week, Travolta versus Zayn.
Oh, that is terrible.
I got to get my Billy Zane arguments
Billy
together.
Zane.
I'm writing it down. It's happening next week. Travolta
I will
versus
talk
Zayn.
about this. I can think of 2 things that Billy Zane did, and that's it. And that's Titanic
Well,
and Demon Knight, the
Yeah.
Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
And he was terrible. Terrible in Demon Knight.
but we
Actually,
might have to.
no, wait, sorry, I'm wrong there. He was actually good in that.
But we might have to save that one for not next week, but the week prior, because you will not. The
not
week
be
after,
here.
you will not be here next week.
Oh, really, Will?
Yep.
Just got lined up.
Going to see Brian Regan stand up.
I don't know who that is.
I am so sorry.
Oh, you
I
are
am
missing out.
So very sorry.
He
for
is
you.
a funny motherfucker.
Ever since I was forced to watch that entire season's DVD.
Oh, you're
His
thinking of
TV
Jeff
show.
Dunham.
Oh, well, who's Brian Regan?
Brian
Oh
Regan.
yeah, he's the funny guy.
Yeah.
He's the pop
Oh, yeah,
guy.
he's the funny comedian.
He's the funny one, the only one. Yeah,
We watched hours of this guy's
I was
stuff.
thinking Jeff Dunham. I never want to hear his name again.
Jeff Dunham.
Oh, yeah.
Had to be done.
Jeff Dunham versus Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin.
Versus Alec Baldwin.
Instantly,
I
Alec
guess Dunham wins.
Shut up.
He's far more successful.
He holds up his puppet like in Mortal Kombat pose. Heals Walter up.
Yeah. So, all right.
Looks like
We
Titus.
that's it for the show. Will, you want to do an outro?
I can.
You and Jason are supposed to do it together. Remember?
Together, like lovers.
Get real close. Hold hands.
Sign up for this.
Rub nips. Get in there. I didn't sign up for this.
No, sir.
You want your paycheck, monkey? Dance.
He put me under his hoodie.
It's a tight fit.
I don't know what to do now. I'm like when you put a sweater on a cat and it just sits there.
It's like,
Well,
or like when you walk in on your cat using the litter box.
Oh yeah. it's like
Deer
you.
in headlight
It's like you called them like planning to rob a bank or something. They're just like, oh, there's nothing to see.
I would love
So
there
they
to be like
bury
some
it.
kind of like tripwire like sound effect for that. You just like catch him and it's just like, I'm not jerking off.
what you mean to say is you want the alert sound from MGS.
All right, guys, go ahead.
Anyway, where can we be found, Mr. Bacon?
Well, there's a couple places we can be found.
Oh, really?
We're on YouTube.
The YouTubes.
Yes.
I believe we're also on the,
Give him
Mothership.
that YouTube link. Don't worry about it. It's in the comments in the annotations below.
C
Just hand it to
grinded
him.
word?
No, wrong.
Bam.
Wrong.
He
Okay.
cited
All right.
that site.
Sorry.
That's in the comments.
You can also find us at the Mothership, as Matt likes to call it. Grindcast.com.
Nope.
How did I have
That
this
is-
wrong?
Grindcast.libsyn.com.
Oh, fuck Libsyn.
Hey
We
now.
are so...
Let's not. I have to pay them money to keep us there. No, keep going. I did it
terribly
too.
sorry.
I did it too good the last time.
Landlords.
Did you feel uncomfortable that I was pointing this towards your wife? No.
Nah,
It
it's
is a
fine.
very phallic shaped
Everything in this
object.
room is. Look at that plasma.
Everything in this room is fine.
Another great outro from the Grindcast
Wall to
crew.
wall cocks.
Yes.
Thought they closed that place down.
It's a flooring store now.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like Carpet Mart. They have the stacks in the racks and piles in the aisles.
What?
Nothing but 12+ inch dildos.
Stop talking to get away from me. Gotta do it. Come on.
This is how we work. okay?
Yeah, we're very
we have a
haphazard.
system.
Come on,
man.
do
we
it.
have a system,
Come on.
and you're breaking it down. You're ruining it.
All right, I'm gonna go out.
I'm gonna give it- I'm gonna give a
Right
shout
now,
out.
You are breaking it down.
Gonna give a shout out to Red Triton Gaming
All right, you got that one right.
and
Terravision.
Terravision Gaming.
I saved you. Fine.
Almost said television gaming. That's what the closed captions on YouTube say. And Comics Connection.
Yes.
Where Matt can be found.
And you can find
On
comic books
Tuesdays
there.
and Wednesdays.
Yes. It can be found there Tuesdays and Wednesdays, hiding below the counter.
You gotta go in and look for them.
Yeah, find me.
Search that tall grass. Find a Matt.
Yep, I'm that short.
No. Never get the jokes.
What else? Come on.
We're on iTunes.
Come on, Monkey Dance.
iTunes. That's actually where I get my
Yeah, it's where you personally
that's where I
download.
download stuff from is the iTunes podcast app. So you can find us there.
Everybody stop listening. Like 5 minutes.
No, they didn't. They want to know what more phallic things we say.
It is true. Just dicks and penises and cones everywhere.
All right, please end this. Please end
Get
it.
on with it. As always, thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you next time.